Welcome back to the show.
Nice to be back. Matter of fact, the first time and only time I was on after it aired, we got to talking about ethics. And I got a call from Oklahoma University, and they said, hey, we have this program, Ethics and Values. We wondered if you'd come speak at it. And,
Really?
Yeah, and then I found out Maya Angelou was the last speaker. You know, suddenly, and now the host of Survivor to talk about ethics, Jeff Probst. So I'm a little panicked. It's in a couple of weeks. I still have no idea what the hell to talk about.
You're going to go?
Yes, I said yes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And what do you mean you don't know?
Well, it's a real ethical dilemma for me now. Really rather not, because I don't know if I have anything to say.
Yeah, you can't not show up for an ethics speech.
Exactly.
It'd be rude. Yeah. So this time, did you have fun? It was all. How long have you been back now?
We've been back a couple of months actually, but it was fun. It was a little. You know, it's funny listening to you guys talk about The Apprentice because it's the same type of people, very charged. You look at their psych evaluations, a normal, reasonably thinking person, you know, will be like this on the chart. Most reality show people like, you know, they're spiking up and down. So we had 18 of the biggest spikers out there, and it was...
Well, plus you're putting them in situations that people aren't going to act, you know, when they're starving and thirsty and, you know, you're in the middle of nowhere.
It's true. It does strip you down to your core, you know, and that was one of the actually interesting things is that these people are coming back now, and a lot of people said, I'm different this time. This time I'm nice, you know, now I'm going to be a good, and you realize you can't just say I'm going to be a nice person, you know, you either are or you are not.
Right. Well.
Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah.
And did you find that, well,
I'm going to be speaking at Oklahoma University, and this is my material.
You've got time. It's going to be fine. Now, do you find yourself, because now do you go out and do stuff when you're in those locations, and do you get in trouble? Have you had dangerous things happen to you?
Probably the most dangerous. You know, you're out there for 45 or 50 days total, and so you find your own free time. If you have an afternoon off, you might go diving. So we went diving one time, and we did get into trouble in the Marquesas in the South Pacific. We went down, I don't know if you dived, but we went down way too far, way too fast. And you can get this nitrogen narcosis where you're basically high. And I got it like this. And I'm down 120 feet with the woman I was diving with, and I want to play patty cake. I cannot convince her we should be playing patty cake. And she figures out, Probst is in trouble, we need to start, we're way too deep, and a shark starts circling us. And I am looking at this shark thinking, wow, and I keep trying to swim over to it, and she's pulling me back. And it was, you know, it's funny now, but looking back, had she gotten this narcosis, we'd have both been still down there, you know, with that shark.
So when you get high, you want to play patty cake? No, even like you're high, but don't you still recognize that a shark is danger? Don't you cut right through that and go, that's a shark?
I take my highs good and deep because I wanted to swim right over to him, and I just had this feeling he's not gonna do anything.
How big was it?
It's like 15 feet.
Oh man,
it's pretty big.
And how did you get away from it?
Well, it took us about 30 minutes to get to the top. You make these safety stops. We finally get to the top.
Yeah, because you can't go too fast. I know.
Right.
I know about that.
You'll explode.
You get the Mercedes-Benz.
So we start going to the top, and when we actually got to the top, our boat was a quarter mile away. We had drifted so far. And now we find out later, that's when you're really in trouble, because a shark sees things on the surface as prey that have been injured.
Sure.
And they're vulnerable. You're better off to go underwater.
Oh.
But I don't know how we made it. But
yeah. It's why I don't want to dive. I mean, I think it would be beautiful, but I would be scared of that kind of situation.
Yeah. Well, if you're not an idiot, I was an idiot. I shouldn't have. I should have paid more attention.
You're not an idiot. You're not. We have to go to commercial.
All right.
Okay. And then we'll be right back with more Jeff Probst. So, hey, tell me how our friend Richard Hatch is. What's going on?
He's naked a lot. Yeah. In fact, it's funny. He's been naked from the first, I think, 15 minutes on this season.
It's a strategy now?
It's sort of, I guess it is a strategy because it does make you uncomfortable. You know, it's kind of awkward all the time to have this guy walking around naked.
Right.
And it seems to be working. People are not sure, you know. And then this whole Janet Jackson thing happened.
Right.
And then, you know, we already blur him out, and CBS called and said, really blur him out. Make him look better. Make him impressive, more impressive. They want the circle to, you know, like cover his whole body now, which is good news for Richard.
Because of Janet Jackson, his blur is bigger?
His blur is bigger. Will you come to Oklahoma University with me?
Oh, man.
Yes.
So, well, and what do you feel about that? I mean, first of all, that must be, I can't believe he's doing that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
weird.
that's the whole game. I mean, it's been an interesting season, with guys like Richard, it's funny. I mean, it is about ethics. You put people, like you said, in very interesting circumstances. The first 3 days out there, they didn't have any water. And
Yeah, I heard that.
that's severe. They were about 12 hours away from us having to. Our doctor was saying, on day 4, he said, you got about 12 more hours. If this challenge, we did some challenge, and we were hoping it would go a certain way, and it did. But had it not, we were going to have to intervene because of the dehydration. So when you put people in this kind of a situation, they do wacky things.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I haven't had water for about 15 minutes, and I'm starting to, I'm parched and I'm angry with you, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Survivor All-Stars is on Thursdays at 8 o'clock on CBS. Don't go away. We'll be right back.